Happy weekend, everybody. Welcome to Pop Culture Clash. Now with Ann Lugo. Look at that, moves and everything. We're like a proper show now.
Are we? Is that how that works?
Yes. Yeah, we have a logo, so therefore we literally exist.
Wow.
It's great. We are valid. Okay, condensed show today because it's Halloween and everybody wants to get off and party. But we're going to talk about some cool stuff. First thing we're going to talk about, Army of Darkness 2. Looks like it's seeing the light of day. It was tweeted out this week that the director of the Evil Dead remake had shared that Sam Raimi is getting behind the camera for Army of Dead 2, and Bruce Campbell will be back. Army of Darkness, sorry.
Evil Dead 4.
The Medieval Dead.
Yeah.
Army of Darkness 2. I said corrected. Right. But Bruce Campbell is going to be back as Ash.
Cool.
And I got to say, that news made my week because Army of Darkness was actually on cable last week again, and I've got it on Blu-ray and every other version of it. But it's just such a campy, funny film.
I haven't seen it since college. I really need to rewatch it.
It's not scary like the original Evil Dead.
No.
It's almost like, just like Evil Dead 2, as you said last week, was the funnier version.
Right.
This one, they're like, yeah, there's some zombies, there's some crappy special effects, but this is an exercise in beating the shit out of Bruce Campbell.
Yeah. Oh, it's not. They went full Three Stooges on that one. They just completely
quite literally
out.
in one scene when he's straggling across. So yes, I just want to share that. I mean, if the powers that be, Sam Raimi obviously watches the show on a weekly basis. I'm delighted. I'm chuffed. I want to watch this.
Just mark this time, people. This is the one time you'll see Marcus happy for the month. So this is monumental.
Yes, it's my reverse menstrual cycle.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, but had nothing for it.
But anyway, I wanted to share that with the group. Now we're going to talk about a couple of trailers because last week we went all Captain America's fantastic. You missed that, Jeremy.
I know. I was hanging out in Germany.
Being all googly. You can't drive with Google Glass now. But let's talk about the other big Marvel trailer that was kind of teased last week, and it's X-Men Days of Future Past. The trailer has come out. John, I understand you're not impressed.
No, I am not impressed with the trailer. I think the trailer is...
Well, I'm not saying with the film.
Not very well, sure, but the trailer's not very well put together. It's very dour, and it's this kind of mostly a monologue with... Patrick Stewart as Professor X doing his "you've got to go back in time, Wolverine, and prevent these events, and you've got to convince me in my past because I'm a different guy back then, and
I had hair."
Yeah,
at what point was he a dirty hippie that was like super angry? Like,
well,
I don't know.
I'm guessing this is the Professor X, and then we're talking about the James McAvoy version with his straggly wig, where he's gone almost. Tom Cruise in Born on 4th of July.
I was gonna say you've got to be pissed once you've been paralyzed by a person who you considered your brother, and now you're in a wheelchair. You're gonna be pretty upset about that.
So I'm guessing this is the Professor X that we've never seen, the one who drinks like a fish, goes to strip clubs, and telekinetically lifts skirts and stuff like that. And
if they would have put any of that in the trailer, I would have been on board. The trailer just seemed like it was just. It felt like it was trying to be like fan service, fanboy trailer by being like, "Here's Bishop, here's Blink."
There was the
Maybe,
weird shot where it showed the rejects from Hook, the Lost Boy rejects from Hook, like montage of all the different people with their eye makeup and bullshit like that. Yeah,
I think it was Bishop, Blink, one of the Native American superheroes, because there's like five. Yeah, there's like four of them.
Okay.
I wasn't exactly sure because they got the black leather going on.
Right. No, I figured they got screwed on that deal too.
Yeah,
Ron Stevens is happy because Kitty Pryde is in there. He's got his Ellen Page fix.
Yeah, though not, of course, doing what she's supposed to be doing, which is the one going back in time. But whatever.
She's looking emotional and
there's no dragon,
serious.
So why it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it was just for me. It just felt like there's been. It seems like there's already so much info about this movie out. I expected a bigger, kind of more exciting trailer because it was kind of like
why are they not revealing the Sentinels in the trailer, which I thought was bizarre? Why wasn't there at least one shot of the Sentinels?
Well, especially when we saw his head.
Yeah. And so you've got all it's like they showed off all the characters. It's like, look, it's a plethora of character actors and people you've never seen before.
Can I put my PR hat on for a second?
Yeah,
sure.
So I would say that Marvel has two big movies.
So this isn't Marvel. This is Fox.
So, Marvel, Fox, whatever.
No,
but I mean, it's still.
Just make sure it's a huge. No, it's a huge difference.
Ladies,
I would actually say that
Disney knows how to market.
Right. Yeah.
Fox doesn't.
I would say that this. Well, there is that. There is that. But I would also say that for Fox, the best way to get this trailer out to the hardcore fan base, or to get this movie excited, get the hardcore fan base excited by it, is to, one, have a trailer running before Thor: The Dark World, and two, having a new trailer running before Captain America.
Right. They won't have a trailer before Thor.
Well, I would say that
I'll put money on it.
I would say that
I'll bet
when we're looking
right
at Captain America in 4 months' time, 5 months' time, whenever it is, we will see a trailer for this, because Fox will move heaven and earth to make sure it happens. It's within Disney's interests, because Disney makes money off this Fox film.
Sure.
Because they own the characters.
Sure.
It's not as if
they don't
got them in perpetuity. They do. There is Marvel Studios does make money off this, and it is pushing pushing their brand. So I would expect
as a
to
brand, but they're not getting a cut of any of the sales for the movie, and Fox does have X-Men in perpetuity.
Well, we don't know exactly how
No, the contracts are out there. They're not getting money for this. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why it's like that's why I think it'll never happen with a trailer, just because they don't want. I think they would like these. If Fox fails at this, then Marvel actually gets it back. So as little as they could do to actually support this, it's better for them.
But I think it's also one of those things that the franchise has suffered a lot of damage at Fox's hands. X3 was an unmitigated disaster.
Yep. So was that first Wolverine movie.
I would say that First Class was. We've said this before. I liked First Class. It got better each time I watched it.
I really like First Class. I think First Class is actually one of the best.
I'm thinking that with Brian's, it does it. Well, yes, would Marvel want it back? Absolutely. Does Disney want it back? Absolutely. Does it make a sense for them to have a Marvel franchise out there that is going to bomb and potentially, die off and make it really difficult to reboot? No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense for them to do that from a business perspective. So I would not be surprised to see, Captain America, the Winter Soldier run with a new trailer. And look, Bryan Singer has done a lot still, to garner that goodwill. Beast looks better. We do have a lot of the fan service stuff. I actually think this also is a trailer that is perhaps not so much fanny for the fans. Yes, do we see Bishop? We know who Bishop is. Is there a cast in there that's like, you really didn't need to see them this time? But I think with Patrick Stewart and explaining everything, I think it's more to the people who haven't read Days of Future Past, who don't understand, because they're obviously taking liberties with it anyway. It's not just Kitty Pryde who's going back to save the world. I mean, Logan's going back into his old brain. The one thing that does concern me is that
so stupid when you say it out loud.
It
just sounds weird out loud. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, okay, but when you say, okay, yeah.
Can we talk about Halle Berry's wig budget? How many X-Men films have there been where they could have got it right? And I'm sorry, Halle Berry is a beautiful actress. She's a pretty good actress. Why can't they get Storm's hair right?
Well, which hair though?
Every single Storm's hair. From the first one, the first one was that horrible fright wig.
But I'm just talking in general, though. Which Storm hair would you want? I want the mohawk is what I want.
Whoa, there you go.
Especially now, because, all the ladies are shaving the sides of their heads now, so it's getting really popular. So I would totally give it the hawk.
I could rock the mohawk, not the sort of like, Donald Trump-esque version that she's got in this trailer.
Okay.
I'd like to see more of that. But look, I think we're going to get better trailers. I hope we're going to get better trailers.
So. I thought this is usually the trailer that you do for the fans, because they're not putting it in the theaters. They're not putting a big amount of money on it. And most of these shots had already been released as stills. So it just seems like the trailer would have been better. It would have been something that you're not running this on TV yet. It's not a month before release. Right. So it's like, this is the one to sell fans on. To get them back, and it's like,
it's a fair point.
The trailer does do one thing, which is that McAvoy, he's gonna emote the fuck out of that movie. He's just gonna emote and emote and emote during that film.
Acting,
acting. He's gonna pull it off. He's gonna.
And it is unfortunate that it did come out the week after Winter Soldier,
which was a spectacular trailer. Yeah. So it's like, why not hold that?
All right, other trailers: The Wolf of Wall Street.
An actual
trailer.
Martin Scorsese is back. He's not doing Gangsterers. Well, look, there may be some gangstery stuff in there and some shady stuff, but he's not. It's not.
Bankers are the modern day gangsters.
It's his.
Right?
It is his. It feels.
No, the gangsters at least had some sort of moral code. These bankers don't.
It's a good point. It feels like his business version of Goodfellas with a very solid sense of humor. I think he gets. The trailer really shows the comedy. The teeth. What's his face's teeth?
DiCaprio?
No. Jonah Hill. Thank you. Jonah Hill's fake teeth or his caps are hysterical. But this film, the trailer really pushes the humor of the film, which is really smart because we've already had Wall Street. We've already had these other kind of big, heavy movies about corrupt businessmen and Wall Street and bullshit like that. Yeah.
And what was that other one that came out with Harrison Ford a couple of weeks ago that went straight to DVD?
Wow, I have no idea.
It was the one with Chris. No, the one with that's next week. No, it's one with Chris Hemsworth's brother. Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah. It was like one of those one-word not suspense, but indicted, paranoid, cheated,
adenoid, hemorrhoid,
yeah.
Hemorrhoidia. But anyway, yeah. So this is based on the true story of a guy who basically went off and sold a lot of junk bonds, made a shit ton of money, and then got his ass busted.
It just looks excellent.
It looks fantastic.
The color palettes, just the actors all look great. The outfits are ridiculous.
Matthew McConaughey in full chewing up the scenery.
Just amazing. Jonah Hill is. I really. I was thinking about it today. Like I watched the trailer again, and I really like him as a semi. Like the comedic relief in a semi-serious film, like kind of like Moneyball, where it's like he plays.
He's a great supporting character.
He's a great supporting actor.
He does a fantastic supporting.
I think he's the same as Will Ferrell. I think Will Ferrell as a supporting actor is a fantastic addition to any movie, and I think Jonah Hill's the same. And Jonah Hill's put on a bit of weight because let's face it, skinny Jonah Hill was not funny.
Did we see skinny Jonah Hill act? I don't think so.
What did he get skinny for? He didn't.
I don't think he got skinny. I believe for his health. I think is probably the best.
Wait.
Let's face it. You know what? No,
nothing in Hollywood happens.
People reverse De Niro. You know what? For this role, I'm gonna go skinny, and then fuck it, I'm gonna put it back on again. I think he lost after Moneyball. He was getting a lot of press. He slimmed down and everything else like that. Billy Crystal, being a total prick, did that joke at the Oscars, and he was like, fuck it, and he just went back and started eating again. And it's a shame, but whatever. I like him skinny.
You could be a bulky lad and still be relatively healthy. Nobody wants to see him go down the John Candy route.
That's what I was telling myself as I was fisting fucking
exactly.
candy upstairs, just being like, it's fine. Just 2 Reese's is okay.
Okay, yeah. Let me get my special 6 straw for the 6-pack of Coke and.
So I got to say, the last movie I saw with DiCaprio and I saw on a plane, was The Great Gatsby.
Okay. Really? See, I was expecting to hate it. I thought it was okay.
I watched it. I didn't even think it was okay. I preferred the original. Not the original. The Redford.
Robert Redford.
The Robert Redford version. I mean, I got a whole thing about.
I don't think it. Well, and that's the thing, though. I went in hating because Baz Luhrmann to me is the ha-cha-cha director. It's like every film. That's every shit, right? That is Baz Luhrmann in a fucking nutshell. It's what's the Baz Luhrmann movie? Ha-cha-cha, and that's it for the first 20 minutes. You're raped by that, and then it settles down and becomes a movie.
Elise, can we get that exported so it could be my ringtone? Thanks.
Well, the next Baz Luhrmann movie is Abu Ghraib, so.
Ha-cha-cha! Oh, I can't wait. Ha-cha-cha! Ha-cha-cha!
Of course I can. But Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, look, so I would turn up to watch Scorsese direct anybody just even reading from the phone book. I mean, everything he's done pretty much, with the exception of Gangs of New York, I think. That's the only one that I really didn't enjoy.
He had a bit of a rough patch. I was not a big fan of The Aviator. I was not a big fan of The Aviator.
I liked it, but I do like those sort of period pieces.
Gangs of New York looked like it was shot on the set of Popeye, which I thought was really bizarre.
Oh, God, that movie.
Yeah, it did. But think about it next time. Anyways.
Popeye, Robin Williams. For those of you who are
1981,
young to remember.
Robert Altman.
Robert Altman and was it Shelley
Duvall?
As
Olive Oil. Yeah. Ran from Stanley Kubrick's set directly onto the set of Popeye. Oh, Popeye!
So, all right. So we like Wolf of Wall Street.
Yep, and they moved the date, by the way. It was originally, I think,
Christmas
Day now. It was originally supposed to be December 18th or something like that. There was some horseshit rumor going around that it may not maybe push back to next year, but they said, this is Paramount saying, no, it's coming out this year, Christmas Day.
This is our Oscar
well, that means they know. Yeah, that means
they got
this
something.
Is the Oscar film.
They got something.
So, all right, Days of Future Past, meh. Wolf of Wall Street, Yeah. Who saw Dracula last week?
So, I got back from Germany last Friday night and in slight delirium. One of the first things Sean told me to do was, he's like, "Have you watched Dracula?" Or no, this was Monday.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Have you watched Dracula?" So I went home that night and watched it. I have no idea what the fuck is happening.
It's so bizarre.
You're right. They
I
literally
adore it
took
because of that.
every single thing you know about Dracula,
Yep.
put it into a blender, mixed it up, and just threw it out on a table. And
Yeah.
like everyone's roles are different.
Yeah.
And Helsing and Dracula are working
friends.
together. They're
Yeah.
friends.
But then Dracula's also like the inventor. He's like perfected Tesla technology of electricity through the air. So he's like taking on some cult who's involved in petroleum. Mina is studying to be a doctor.
Dick Cheney's gonna make a
Renfield's
cameo.
not nuts. He's
no idea what's
a
happening.
large African American guy who's his sidekick.
There's
It
was.
It's.
I can't do it.
I know you don't have to.
The accent on
His Jonathan Rhys-Meyer's
accent where he's like the most American that's ever been American.
Hi there. I would love to have a cheeseburger and French fries, please.
I don't know.
Thank
How many times
you.
does he say whiskey and bourbon?
Yeah,
in that
whiskey
episode?
and
I think
bourbon.
that's a new drinking game.
but,
Every
if
time
he
he
does
says
it,
whiskey,
whiskey
and
and
bourbon,
bourbon,
I have to take a drink.
You have to take a shot
I love
of
this
beer.
show.
If he does it in his normal accent, it's I'm Dracula.
No.
don't you know?
Yes, he is the Lucky Charms guy.
Would you like a potato to bite?
Well, no, he. What they do is he actually has his British accent at first, or wherever he's from.
Irish.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry. He has his Irish accent at first, and so he pops. I goes, "Hi there, mate. I'm Dracula, and here I am now." And they say, "No. You're going to be an American." He's, "Oh, right. I'm going to be an American. So now I've got to talk more like this. Hi, my name is Anderson. Is it Anderson?
Anderson, yeah.
Like Clay Anderson, or
But
something
he also
like that.
sounds like Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, that's what I
like
keep
that's
thinking,
the
yeah.
voice
Mr.
he does,
Anderson.
and it's so weird.
That's what happens when foreign people try to do American
It's one of
accents.
these things, though. You're like,
Stop it.
How
How
do you
did
think
this
I never do an American
how did
accent in
this
front of you guys?
come on? To
I-
I just
actually,
don't
can
know
you
how
do
this
it?
made it to TV.
Just for a treat, do it.
All right. Hi there. My name's Marcus Beer, and I do the worst American accent ever. But I am going to be in Dracula season 2 instead of Jonathan Rhys-Meyers.
Fucking price of admission.
Elise, can I also get that as an export?
Honestly, I can't do it.
That's actually pretty good.
That's not bad.
honestly pretty good.
Really?
Yes.
My wife just takes a piss.
No,
out of me
you
every time.
sound like any other American idiot.
Yeah,
so good
that
for you.
sounds great. Okay, we got to wrap it up because there's candy upstairs.
Yeah,
But there's stuff to
candy.
give
And there's
away.
a party, but
Oh.
there's, I
Stuff.
don't want to leave early without some
We
toys.
have products to give away.
So we're going to start. So send us a tweet at
Tweet
these
us at those.
things
No,
here.
don't tweet me because I don't give a shit because he wouldn't let me have the one
No,
of these
I won't
things.
give
so
him toys.
Tweet at him.
So, like, little Pac-Man action. If you're a fan of the Pac.
Pack is back.
Pac is back.
I hear
Pac-Man. We got some Pac-Man. I just cleaned out my office, just giving you guys some fun stuff.
Still eats dots.
A game that some of you may be interested in. Some
best
Assassin's Creed
pirate game
for the
ever.
PS3. And then our friends at Kotobukiya stopped by yesterday, and we're going to be giving away some toys on GTTV.
Yeah, very
But he
cool.
left me a fun little treat, and I thought I should share it with you. It's an R2Q5. These things are pretty badass.
we looked him up.
I drive an
he was
Audi
the
Q5.
he was the Emperor's.
Yeah, he's the
Emperor's
evil
droid.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a bad guy.
You had to look him up.
Evil R2.
We did. I had to look him up.
What?
Evil
I-
R2.
That's there are a lot of
I'm taking yours away.
There are a lot of astromech droids.
That's it. We're not friends anymore.
Okay.
So, first 3 people to tweet me. Let me know what you want.
Didn't know we were friends to begin with.
And
I
we'll. We're friends on Facebook. Does that make us
And
friends?
what you have
Are
to
we?
do is you have to
think.
send
I never
him
go on
a
Facebook.
picture
Oh,
of you
okay.
in your Halloween costume.
Yeah,
that's
like
good.
show us what you dressed up
The
as,
daftest one wins
and whoever dresses up as Marcus may get something special.
with my American accent.
So I win.
Okay, so people, thank you very much for tuning in to Pop Culture Clash. We'll be back next week where I'll actually be sober. Lighters. Lighters?
Lighters. Yeah. Okay.
Lighters.
You had it right up until the
You
last
had
moment.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
Plethora.